welcome back.
I was about to say, who's bringing us in today? I don't even know.
So I thought we were doing it in unison.
Starting out strong.
1, 2, ready, and welcome back to The Storm in a Teacup, where fitness and band commentary collide.
You got your fitness, and then you got your bad commentary, and then they come together, colliding like a mother effer.
Do you think we could add like a sound effect of some car wreck, like whenever you say that?
Or just like a teacup and a teacup and a saucer, like glass breaking or something. There's something there.
Okay, I want to say something real quick. I think, so the last 2 episodes, Forrest has been talking about pissing on people, and I was wondering, Forrest, do you know that our podcast is called The Storm in a Teacup, not The Storm in a Pea Cup? Are you aware of that?
I don't understand why am I getting labeled with this when your favorite word is piss. Strong as piss.
That is
fast
true.
as piss.
I heard that there's a segment of the listenership out there that is their drinking word is when Caleb says
I was
piss.
going to say, yeah. There you go. I bet they get hammered.
Well, here's what I want to know.
Maybe you and I could just start talking about piss.
Is that the piss posse? Are they a group?
I feel like
they have terrible towels.
I feel like Caleb wrote the Storm in a Pea Cup joke like earlier this week and was waiting to use it.
Come look at my notes. Come look at my notes. They're not there. It is not in there.
Oh man, I do wish we should release like all of our notes, which I know Taylor's is like a napkin with the lipstick on it.
If you think I have any evidence that I'm involved in this podcast, you are so wrong. I have no there's no physical evidence that I have anything to do with this.
So actually,
your notes are infinitely better than mine.
I don't have any notes. I do it extemporaneously every week.
Someone called me, Taylor, for I guess some job thing that you were doing, and it was an investigation, and that's all I told them about was the Storm in a Teacup. Like I said, that's the only way that I know you is via Storm in a Teacup.
I've never actually met him face to face. I know him through online chats.
Yeah, a fitness chat room.
It's on AOL.
I think did they actually meet on the couch thread? Isn't that where you guys came together?
Okay, speaking of couch thread, Forrest, way to go, man. Way to fulfill your role and bring us into our first topic. Perfect segue.
Iron Garden.
Yeah. So the couch thread, this huge thread that bashes CrossFit, which we got labeled as doing that a little bit last podcast, episode 9. And it's funny.
Labeling is wrong.
Episode 8, I believe.
Episode 8 it was. You're right.
Yeah,
episode 8. Okay, so it was episode 8 2 podcasts ago. This is episode 10. So yeah, we got labeled as bashing CrossFit, which is funny on a couple of counts. One, we prefaced the entire segment with how much we love CrossFit and how it's changed all of our fitness regimes and all of our outlook on fitness. And 3 of us have jobs in the fitness industry via CrossFit. And the other thing is, never did we really bash CrossFit. We were bashing personalities and some of the things inside of the sport or inside of the gym that, really, I don't know how you get any flack from bashing a creeper at the gym, checking out women's cleave and the guy that uses too much chalk and things like that. But anyways, on that note, we wanted to spend a little bit of time on this episode, the first little bit, just talking about some of the positive things that CrossFit has done. And I think, I've already opened up with probably the most important thing, and that is, my whole livelihood is based around strength and conditioning, and thanks really to CrossFit, owning a facility with CrossFit as the main product, and then opening a second facility very soon with Caleb over there. So CrossFit is obviously very near and dear to my heart, and I think it's when you take it to the extreme and get out on the fringes a little bit, that's where there's maybe some stuff that there can be some satire, there can be a little bit of tongue-in-cheek joking, and I guess that's my little real quick spiel. So what do you 3 guys think? Like what's the positive things that CrossFit has done in your lives? And hopefully crickets don't cue right here.
Well, I know how strongly Taylor feels about this, so I was gonna give him the ups.
Absolutely. Taylor, here's your
Oh,
platform.
you want me to go?
Yep.
Right now?
Well, of course. Use it. Use your notes that you have, your
Oh.
copious notes.
I just told you I don't have any notes.
Yeah, that's right. That's you.
I like CrossFit. It's good. Caleb, your
All
turn.
right. Okay, my turn. So I think I guess not as it relates to me, but as it relates to other people is I really, really, really enjoy watching people just get really strong. More than like body composition change or shaving a few percentage points off body fat even. Just because whenever you watch someone move that is legitimately strong or has gotten legitimately strong, it changes how they move everything, including their body. So it impacts not only how they exercise, but how they carry a grocery bag, a bowling ball, a briefcase, a purse, or even themselves. Just like I love watching K-Town members that have been at our gym for a while just walk across the room and how they carry themselves as they walk. And it's like their strength, this like newfound strength permeates everything that they do physically. And so I enjoy that is my most favorite thing about coaching CrossFit and watching people just get pissed strong. There you go, Forrest. There's my quota.
Piss strong. Yeah, I mean it has changed so many lives right in front of us. The 5 years that we've had K-Town open, and I mean you see just how impactful fitness is, and then also just the community that we have created at CrossFit K-Town. I mean, for a lot of people, it's an escape from a very busy, stressful life where they can come in and they can take some anger and aggression and some stress out on a barbell. But also, I mean, make some lasting relationships and friendships, and maybe even husband and wife. I don't know if that happens, at our gym. So I think it's a great platform to do so many other things, whether it be strength and conditioning and health related, or something outside of that, something beyond it. Kind of the tribal atmosphere that you create.
Yeah, there's like never-ending possibilities for progress, and so it introduces athletes into so many different physical practices, and that's another thing that I really like is how it encourages application of fitness. And coming back to something that Grant and I always talk about is like perpetual education and learning new things, and I feel like it's not just a shift in exercise, but it's a shift in learning about exercise, how it encourages the average athlete or the average member of a gym to not just come in and exercise, but to continue learning about new things and applying their fitness in various ways. I really love that about CrossFit. I think it's the first methodology that's really done that has tried to bridge the gap between exercise disciplines, and really encourages people to get out there and apply their fitness and learn new sports often and have fun using their fitness in various ways.
I think as you've been sitting here, I've written down a couple notes and
What?
In your head.
a couple
in your head.
in my head
On your Dartmouth
one of
pin
the
pad,
two
right?
things I was going to say is my favorite thing is I think one of the best things is the fact that it gets people out of this risk-averse kind of attitude that I think permeates just society in general. Like people don't want to take risks. People don't want to do anything that's gonna. They don't want to make any noise. They don't want to. People come in. When I see people come in the gym, they're scared for the first time. Like, I don't want to take this barbell over my head. Like, that's scary. Well, what's going to happen? Like, you're going to drop it. It's the biggest thing. Nothing bad is going to happen. And just seeing people get over their fears and be willing to do stuff that they never thought they would be able to do, or they never would have ever put themselves out there to do otherwise. I think that's definitely my favorite part.
Very empowering whenever you can get them to confront their fears and overcome them.
Right. Exactly. My second favorite thing ever in CrossFit ever is watching Forrest throw at least 10 jump ropes trying to do double unders in one Metcon.
God dang it. How did I know
That
that was
is-
coming?
That was like one of my all-time favorite days. Like, and I don't mean like just like a toss. I mean like across the gym, like 20 yards tosses and just screaming. That was
Yeah,
that's
CrossFit
right up there.
gives you this canvas with which to paint athleticism on, and Forrest does an amazing job of that every time double unders come up in a workout.
He is the
He's like
Picasso of painting that picture.
got
It's
me.
very abstract and it doesn't make sense. at all.
It's a double under workout, and Taylor's like, "Oh, Forrest is in his cubism period again."
But hey, to a few people out there, it's beautiful. And Forrest, just so you know, 500 years from now, those workouts, man, they're gonna go down in history. So keep doing what you're doing, babe.
Yeah, because this podcast is still going to be around, and when the aliens invade and take over the planet, they're going to listen to this and be like,
Man.
"What's a double under and what's a Forrest?"
Man,
I'm still trying to figure out what kind of loser meets their wife in a gym. What the fuck?
It was you. It
look
was
in
you,
the mirror.
Forrest.
You
Yeah. What can I say, bro?
kind of life changing. Hey, Forrest, did your son George take his first steps today?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He went with the Frankenstein walks, which is a solid beginning movement.
Well, I
we're
hope
gonna try to
that
progress.
you didn't celebrate it at all, because you know how many other kids have taken their first steps over and over and over throughout history. So many.
I think you posted 2 videos of that, so I might even call that celebration a little bit. I don't know. Maybe a little social media whoring.
He's trying
Dude,
to build
it's
his
like the
brand,
second
guys.
thing.
Well, what I wanted to bring up tonight was I watched those videos, and I gotta say, George is looking a little valgus as he's walking. we might want to fix that. You know,
Maybe
you got to
some,
teach him how to walk right, Forrest.
some
Teach him to walk
dedicated
right.
glute work.
You gonna
maybe.
go there? We're like 10 minutes into recording, and you're gonna go there. You can call my son Valgus.
Forrest, I could see you like harvesting George's knees and replacing them on your own to pump some fresh
My-
blood into your CrossFit career.
My right knee is only like 18 years old, so I mean, seriously, get
What
out
about
of
your
here.
left knee, though? What about your left knee?
It's like 31, so it kind of sucks.
I think it's older than
Hey,
that.
what are you talking about? You got 2 bad knees. Get out of here.
Yeah, I can talk. That's why I can talk crap about it. I know better than anybody.
Okay, so
I got stork legs and bad knees calling me out. Get out of here.
well, if you did CrossFit full time, both of those problems would be fixed, Forrest. So we caught a little bit of flack from people saying that we just totally lambasted CrossFit and
Lambasted?
Yeah, I was
lambastion.
gonna say, isn't it basted?
Um,
You're not French. Get out of here.
and so hopefully people understand that one, this podcast is meant to take the piss out of a lot of things, most commonly Forrest.
Yeah, mainly each other.
Yeah. And fitness, weightlifting, and CrossFit, that's kind of our realm, and that's kind of where we do this thing. So I mean, that's going to happen. Like, it's just like the United States of America. Taylor, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're the greatest country on earth, aren't we?
By what measurement?
Okay, so yes.
If you're talking about the highest percentage of citizens being incarcerated, then yes, we are number 1.
So greatest country.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Yeah, I don't either. But bear
Okay,
with.
wait a minute. Wait. We got 2 problems. 2 problems here. One, Taylor.
Are you gonna bring up the kings of weightlifting right now?
No, I'm
Too
not
soon,
bringing-
too soon.
Grant, I'm hung up. I'm hung up on Grant trying to take the piss out of me, but I can get past that. Taylor, real quick, what's the weather like in Chicago tonight?
I'm not in Chicago right now, man, but it's
Oh,
like 60.
wait.
It's like 65 there.
Okay.
FYI.
Okay. All right.
Um,
I didn't mean to cut you off, Grant, but now you
no,
can proceed.
That's fine. Taylor
Brought
had
to you by the
greatest-
Umbrella Corporation.
Yeah,
Remember
we've
that.
got to satisfy our sponsors, or we're gonna get cut off, man.
I hear you. So what I was gonna say before, and actually, Taylor, you're actually supporting my thought. So bear with me. the United States of America, by some very nebulous measurements, is the greatest country on earth, but we still get a lot of things wrong, like maybe the percentage of population that's incarcerated, maybe having a bicameral Congress, Senate, whatever. I'm not a
Bicameral legislature.
Thank you. Leave it to the lawman, Ivy Leaguer. So just like CrossFit, it's a great strength and conditioning program. It's a great fitness regime. It's great for health and wellness, but it still gets a lot of things wrong. So nothing's black and white. Nothing can be kind of idealized, as I think Taylor once upon a time in an episode many moons ago said. CrossFit can't be this monolithic structure. And I think that's exactly right. And I hope that people understand that and will understand that we're going to continue to poke fun at the hilarity that is weightlifting, CrossFit, and Forest Long.
We love shenanigans. Love it.
But our shenanigans are usually cheeky and fun.
Not like your shenanigans.
Unlike some shenanigans are just mean. Now give me a liter of cola, Forrest.
Does this sound like that when I say it?
Forrest, your suspension continues. Let's move on.
So let's talk about this. Not only did we catch a lot of flack for what we said about different personalities in the CrossFit gym, we caught a lot of flack from Forrest, the social experiment that we ran with Forrest, and having him program out of regionals. And I think everyone in their right mind understood that while he exceeded our expectations, he still left a lot to be desired.
Our expectations were really low.
Yes,
really low.
We are very acquainted with Daddy Longs, and he definitely exceeded my expectations. Forrest, I'm proud of you, man. Like, I'm really proud of you. Some of those things were outrageous. Some of those, a 275-pound snatch. After we talked about the ogre accident, that was dangerous.
Listen,
let's just throw 275.
As I said last week, my intention for that Metcon, that WOD, I don't want anybody to complete it. Nobody. I want every CrossFit athlete at regionals to say,
well, just throw a 1,000-pound deadlift in at the end of a workout.
Okay, I can do that. If you want to do that, then that's it. WOD 7, 1,000-pound deadlift. Y'all ain't finished yet until you deadlift 1,000 pounds.
Let me just say this. My thing is I was surprised Forrest even knew what some of those movements were. So when he put them out there, like wall balls, I don't think I've ever seen Forrest do a wall ball. Didn't even know he was aware of it.
You guys are so stupid. I just called Brandon 10 minutes before we went on and just had him write it up for me real quick. So,
well, actually, I know that's not true because Brandon Bergin, ladies and gentlemen, the mythical creature that he is.
Hey, in all honesty, I've had a bunch of people who in Chicago who listen to this podcast, send me messages on Facebook or face to face or text me and go, "What is this Brandon Bergin thing? Is this like a joke?" He's a real person. He's actually real. And
he has the head of a human and the torso of a lion and the legs of a small Ethiopian child.
Those legs earn a lot of rent. They earn their keep. I mean, they're teeny tiny little things. I can relate to that, but hey, they do some work.
They do some work indeed.
Keep it up, Branners.
So much work that you would think that on occasion he might need a full body massage.
Yep, but I think he'd rather have lunch for tomorrow instead.
Even if that full body massage had a happy ending.
Absolutely. Turkey sandwich. That's what he wants. In his Hello Kitty lunchbox.
Brandon, you don't ever turn down a happy ending with an old-fashioned included. Come on, bud. Come on.
Oh, an old-fashioned.
Amateur hour.
Well, I mean, he got to save it for regionals.
He's just going to release all over the workouts.
He hasn't even begun to peak, but when he does, all of the Southeast is going to feel it.
So Brandon Bergin ended up emailing the Storm to Teacup, and he gave us his attempt at writing out regionals, and I gotta say, I like it. I like it. I'd like to freeze it and skate on it in the winter, and then in the springtime melt it down and drink it.
You know that's my favorite one, Grant. Come on, man.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't take that from you. So why don't we run through it? He gave us, I think, a total of 7 events, and what's interesting on the email, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but it went from one font to another font to another font. So did he really just like copy and paste this from somewhere?
I wouldn't put it
There's
past
also
him.
some weird. I also got some weird tabbing and like returns in there as well. So that I don't know what that's from. I don't know if he took it from DOS and then put it into Outlook and then sent it to the Apple. I don't know.
Well, I think
at least you guys got the email. I didn't even get the email. He just damn hates me.
Taylor, just so you
hey,
know,
I didn't get the email either, so it's all right.
I don't think the Apple is an actual place.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Physical
It's a
entity. It is not a tangible figure.
No, the Apple is the cloud for Apple.
Oh,
it's
I
the
got
Apple.
it. Got it.
You don't know anything about it.
All right.
It's
My bad, bro.
next level.
Well, yeah, it hasn't hit East Tennessee yet. That's kind of just a big city thing right now. Am I right?
Yeah, dude. Chicago. Hashtag the Apple.
Okay, so
Tag it on Instagram.
all right. So let's
get to
jump into these workouts. Who wants?
Are we critiquing these all, or are we just going through?
Forrest, I'm ready for you to critique some, man. We critiqued you last week. I'm ready for you to critique some.
Come at him on that first one, Forrest. Explain.
Fine, I'm coming at him. You tell him. I don't know what they are.
Okay, so the first workout was 3-3, 6-6, and so on and so forth. So 9-9, 9-9-9-9, 12-12, 15-15, 18-18. So 3-3 all the way up to 18-18 of 145-pound clean and jerks for men. So I'm assuming it would be, as sexist as he is, he did not include women's weights, but I'm assuming they would be, 100, 105.
105, yeah, that's my
105.
guess.
I'd go 100.
And this is kind of ground to shoulders to overhead, so there is no squat clean required, and toes to bar. So 3-3 all the way up to 18-18 in increments of 3, 145 clean and jerks, and toes to bar. What do you guys think about it?
Well, it looks an awful lot like an
knew
open
you were gonna say
workout
it.
from last year. Am I right?
Yep.
It looks pretty similar. Indeed, it does. A little bit heavier weight.
The only
Yep.
thing I
Wasn't
would
the
say
weight
is,
at 135?
Yes.
I mean, I guess it's a little bit heavier, but I like it. I mean, I think it's a good Metcon. It's one of the better open workouts. Maybe just wish it was a little heavier? Question mark.
It'll
the
get
only thing
heavy.
I was gonna say is, last when Forrest did his, Grant was talking about like how it's gonna look for a competition is important, and how it like so that spectators can follow it and everything, and I think, like ascending sets, so going up to 18 rather than going down to 3, I think would be like, I don't know, it just doesn't seem as exciting as like you're counting down, like you're like, oh, 18, and then they're doing that last set of 3, and it's a real like close, you can tell like this is really close at the end, and I think that's like, I don't know, as someone like just spectating, I think it's more interesting when it's descending sets rather than ascending, but I like the workout. I don't have anything like in and of itself. I like the workout.
That's interesting. Actually, whenever I was talking to Big Old Branders earlier today, that was my recommendation. And instead of keeping the weight at $145, I said, why not increase the weight every time we move it up? So move it up in maybe increments of 10 every single time you take it up. So 145, 155, 165, and you have to change your own weight. So I thought that made things a little bit more interesting. And that way you could also see for the spectators where they are in the race, because you can see how much weight is on the bar.
Well, I was thinking they would do it like the games last year when they did the, I guess it was the 2007 one where it was like the pull-ups.
Yeah.
And then they had
the rope climb.
They had this shoulder to overhead, or the rope climb with the thrusters. Either one, where they have like a bar, where they'd have a bar, do the clean and jerks, and like you said, Caleb, maybe 145 for the set of 18. Then have a bar there for the 18 toes to bar, and then advance, and then they'd have like 165 for the set of 15, and then like or 155, whatever it is. So that's kind of how I saw it in my mind. That way, people, like you said, that way everyone can see the race. But like I said at the beginning, I like the workout in and of itself.
Well, here's my recommendation. So you're beginning with clean and jerks. I want to paint the picture for the listeners. It's a couplet. It's clean and jerks and toes
Make
to
me
bar.
feel like I'm there, Grant. Make me feel like I'm there.
And you're in the Central East. You're in Cincinnati. It's May. It's mid-May.
I've got my Brandon Bergin fat head.
Okay, so actually we're in Jacksonville, and it's early May.
It smells like it smells like protein farts.
Yep. Protein farts. There's baby oil slathered all over skin everywhere. People's shirts off. Okay, so clean and jerks and toes to bar. And let's say you're running a heat of 10 athletes. So you begin with the clean and jerks, and there's a bar for every athlete. There's 10 bars. They do all of their clean and jerks. Then they get on the rig for their toes to bar. And then, like you guys are saying, they move on to the next bar. And we can increase the weight if you want. But the reps are going to go down to 15. So, we'll say that we increase the weight. But let's take a bar out. Let's just have 9 bars. So it's first come, first serve. So then if you're that 10th guy getting there, you got to sit and wait for a bar to open up. And then we just take a bar away every time. I mean, I'm totally joking around with this, but how much fun would that be?
That would do 2 things.
Unknown and unknowable.
It would do 2 things. It would kind of, I feel like it would water down the legitimacy of the workout, because if you have a different game plan,
absolutely.
But at the same time, for the sake of spectatorship, it would exponentially increase the enjoyment factor. So I can jump on that ship. I can sell that ship all the way down the Riviera.
Could we tape up their hands and then dip them in broken glass like in Kickboxer, so that if you're on the bar and you didn't get one, you can just beat on somebody until they give it up? Like, can we do that? I'm just saying. I'm throwing ideas out there.
I'm thinking about the Running Man already. My mind has gone to the Running Man with Electro out there singing opera and shocking people with a large laser gun.
I was thinking original Spartacus and like running through the gauntlet and stuff like that.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, okay, it's not a bad workout. Maybe we flip the script on it. Although this one is a little bit of just a work capacity workout.
There's only 63 reps of each one, so to increase the weight is going to make it way more interesting, I think.
73. But I do think I think the descending sets is a better idea.
Hey, Forrest, way to steal everyone's idea, you ass.
Hey, I mean,
so lay back and then take credit for everything, Forrest.
It's not like last week I programmed a descending ladder or anything like that with
Ooh, Colin Brer's out for peeping on Long's workouts.
Hey, so
wandering eye Brers.
I think descending sets are important when it's more of a muscular endurance piece. Like, I mean, pull-ups, I think that's really important. Here, I don't know if it's so important, but when we get to his last workout, I would definitely flip the script and make those. I would just flip it and make it descending.
You're getting ahead of yourself.
Hey, I'm not going to release anything, unlike Forrest. Okay,
or unlike Brandon.
I know, dog.
Just like Brandon, you're saving it for regionals. You're saving the release for regionals.
Dang it!
All right, next one. Next workout.
God, I pray Kirsten listens to this, because it would be so good if it does. Like, she'll give him so much crap. Like,
I'll send it directly to her. Okay, second workout. Brandon says all loads with a 115-pound axle bar. Okay, so you open the workout up, and you knock out 100 double unders. Then you run 100 meters and do 50 back squats, and this is with the axle bar. It's going to come from the floor, obviously. Then you run 100 meters back to your rope, do another 100 dubs, run 100 meters again, and it's 40 front squats with that axle bar. Run back to the rope, 100 meters, 100 double unders, run back to the bar, 30 overhead squats, and then finish out the overhead finish out with the axle bar overhead, doing overhead walking lunges for 30 meters to a finish line. And that's a pretty fun workout.
I really like it. Yeah.
I did too.
Yeah,
I like the fact that there's
the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I like the fact that there's double unders throughout the Metcon, rather than like in the past couple of years. I feel like they've just done double unders kind of as like sort of a buy-in to a workout. Like 100 double unders is the first move. And so I like to see it throughout, because it's definitely I mean, in my experience, it's a totally different thing asking someone to start a workout with double unders and then asking an athlete to continue to do double unders in the middle of their workout multiple times.
Yeah, agreed.
And so I think a lot of people would start to break down, and it would be an interesting. I don't know. I think it'd be very interesting to see who is able to maintain in that situation. I think most of them would, but I think some people would falter a little bit unexpectedly.
But not the top tier athletes.
Not the top
Just
tier,
the elite.
of course.
Yeah.
Just the elite.
Forrest,
Brandon-
I
Brandon-
heard you mumbling under your breath over there. What's up?
Dumb. That's what's
What?
300. Anytime I see something with 300 double unders in it, I just want to throw up.
Forrest,
Okay,
do you realize for these
no, listen,
athletes,
listen,
300
I'm
double
saying,
unders takes like
dude,
it takes
listen,
like
I'm
2
speaking
minutes.
I'm speaking totally on my behalf. I don't ever want to see a Metcon like this. I don't ever want to watch a Metcon like this because it's gonna make me sick to my stomach. But if the elites or the top tiers want to do it, man, that's awesome. It seems like a pretty good Metcon. If I had the physical capacity to do 300 double unders, I might just give it a try. But I don't. I can't even do 30 double unders, so I'm not.
Okay.
Maybe we can break these down into tens. If we break these down into sets of 10, it might happen.
Yeah, set your sights on little small goals, Forrest, and then just got to do 10 more double unders, and then you'll get to 100.
Forrest, I think you should go to Greg Amundsen, his goal setting seminar. I think he could really help you with those double unders. 10 at a time, 20 at a time.
I do want to say this, Forrest, and I'm not coming at you, but I do feel like some people, myself included, maybe last year or definitely 2 years ago, I think a couple of years ago, I was blown away with the evolution of the athletes in the sport. Like, to tax them now and to put them at a level that is requisite for testing their fitness. You just have to do so much freaking work in those 3 days. It blows my mind. Is it healthy? No, it's definitely not healthy. But neither is playing NFL football. Neither is playing Major League Baseball.
I think it's pretty healthy.
Yeah, you do.
Hey, no, I totally agree. Seeing the evolution between the first time there was a hundreds Metcon at regionals versus the second time, and seeing how many more people completed it, I think, yeah, what you're saying, I totally get. I don't think most of them are going to have any trouble at all with this Metcon, but I was just totally speaking on my behalf.
You don't want to
people
do
at regionals-
300 double unders.
No, I don't want to do 20
But you
double
realize
unders, but
this would be, from a spectator's perspective, this would be a
it's gonna
really
be
fun
great.
workout to watch. Yeah.
It's gonna be
From
great.
a spectator's perspective, it'd also be a lot of fun to watch Forrest try 300 double unders.
Oh, shut up.
How many buckets of jump ropes do we need to satisfy him?
It's a
No time
never-ending
cap.
series.
No time cap.
Okay,
no
so
time cap.
let's move on to workout 3 from Brandon, and I like this one. This is what I think there is going to be something like this, but maybe from the hang, I'll get right to it. Event 3, Brandon says a clean ladder beginning at 225 pounds. I assume that's just for the men. Once again, Brandon, you're a sexist pig. It increases. He doesn't specify what the increase in weight is, but it goes from 225 and it goes all the way up to 385 pounds. Lift time is 50 seconds. That's 50 seconds. Rotate time is 10 seconds. Tiebreaker is deadlifts at that weight, just like the 2012 Games ladder.
I think wasn't that the? Oh yeah, that was 2012 games.
Brandon wouldn't get that wrong.
2010 sectional too.
It's a great event.
I like
We've
it.
already-
I like
we've
it.
already been-
If I were to,
We've already been down that road.
yeah, if I were to change it,
I think they do a jerk instead of deadlifts at tie break. You got to Rory it. If you can't Rory it, get out.
See, actually, I like maybe 60 seconds or a little bit longer, and I want to go 1 clean and 2 jerks, because I think that first jerk, a lot of guys would be able to kind of strong arm it, but it would reward athletes that have more technical proficiency. So I'd like to see, ultimately show control with the bar overhead twice, so you can get it to your shoulders however you want, but 2 controlled overhead movements. I think that would reward the guys, the smaller guys, because there are just some events that they're never going to be able to make up ground on, And so I think with the clean, yeah, it's a dynamic movement. It's a fast lift. So I think at this point in the game, though, every athlete at regionals is going to be able to move under a bar quickly. So I don't know.
I cite Neil Maddox, the guy who won this event at the 2012 games, and then doesn't even know how to split jerk, for crying out loud. I mean, he was. What do you guys remember what he was trying to push jerk last year? Wasn't it like 265, 275 maybe? I don't know. But he did pretty horrible at it considering that he won the clean ladder. So yeah, I'm definitely with Caleb on this. Do something to throw a little curveball in there. We should reward the athletes who are more efficient, more proficient in the complete movement there. Sorry, Dave.
Well, I hope you guys remember Khalipa doing a split-legged press with 355 last year.
Yeah, but you gotta remember that's like every minute on the minute. It was a ladder like that, so they're tired too.
No,
they're tired too.
I get that. No, I think you're right. Like at some point, like at what strength level does it just become unwieldy to do these ladders in a simple fashion? I mean, they're going to have to start doing some sort of complexes. I mean, you have Alex Anderson, who we posted a video of doing a hang clean with 365. So like,
Peep that on
as
YouTube.
these athletes as athletes get stronger, like you're going to have to get into some sort of complex or something that's going to make it still challenging, where it's not just like a pure test of strength that, and also like you want these smaller athletes to be able to compete in the strength portion. Like, is it really, I mean, we can talk all day about fairness and weight classes and all that stuff, but like, if you did a complex, I think you're going to see an athlete like Josh Bridges placing much higher than he would if it's just a straight.
Yeah, it shouldn't be
ladder.
completely biased towards
Right.
towards one way or the other. Yeah, it might lean into a little bit more of the specificity of a strength athlete, but at the same time, you don't want it to be completely like at the end of that anchor point. Like, are these the strength athletes?
Right, and I say that being a big guy who loves the strength, like a clean and jerk ladder or a snatch ladder or whatever. But I mean, there isn't another. I don't think there's another aspect of CrossFit that you see at the games that's so completely biased in one, I guess, mode, like one energy pathway or capacity as you do when you see the ladders. And yeah, they're really entertaining, but it's just always a completely skewed thing in a regional or games competition. So, like I said, I think a complex of some type, I agree with you, would probably be a better choice at this point.
And I think what we're saying now is a great segue into the next two events, which there is actually one event, but it's scored separately as two events.
Now, whoa! I never got to say anything on 3.
Oh, sorry, my friend.
No one wants to hear you, man. You talk all the time with your afro.
No, you're talking about Forrest. This is Grant speaking.
Oh, my bad.
My bad.
So
Let me back
thrown
up.
on
Let me
me.
retract that statement.
So I never got to say anything, and I wanted to get this in. Event 3, I think you guys make a lot of good points. I would maybe change it to a clean and jerk, because I think the clean is not nearly as technical as the jerk for CrossFitters. I think so many CrossFitters, their jerk really suffers from really just technique work and maybe structurally with some flexibility and mobility. Also, I don't know how much longer, if at all, you should be, and I'm a little guy, so take this for what it's worth, but I don't know how much longer you should be looking out for the little guy. Like, fitness, strength is a huge component of that. And the games have definitely gone that way, for better or worse. I mean, you could definitely argue that, but strength is definitely a huge component. And I don't know if you need to be thinking like, what's gonna keep Josh Bridges in this? Like, he's gonna have to figure it out as the sport evolves.
I guess when I said little guy, I guess I shouldn't have said that. I'm more interested in, like you said, with the jerk. Forrest,
Just keep
I'm
going.
speechless.
I'm more interested in awarding technical or rewarding technical proficiency, and that's and that was my main point with the Caleb 2 jerks thing because, like you said, overhead. There's a lot of CrossFitters have flexibility problems. A lot of CrossFitters, frankly, don't train jerks enough, and so it's more a technical proficiency argument rather than a small athlete, big athlete thing. I just find that bigger athletes are typically less efficient.
I agree.
And less technically proficient.
I agree.
The smaller athletes because they don't have to be.
I agree, but then you bring up same thing with Forrest's 275 snatch at the end of all that. Like, bring in 350 plus back down to the shoulders for another jerk. I don't know. I don't like it. All
right. That's fair.
Well, I don't like any of you guys, but here we
I
are.
don't like you.
You know.
All right, Caleb, talk to us about 4 and 5.
All right, so 4 and 5 is my hands down favorite event that Bergin programmed for us. It's one event with a 10-minute running clock, but it's scored as 2 separate events. First event is row a 2K. Then, within the remaining time, max muscle ups. And I think this is a great formula for testing 2 pretty different things. So you're going to have your guys who are really good at rowing, your taller guys, but whenever they get to the muscle ups, they're not going to be able to just crank them out, no problem. You've got your body weight specialist, the ninjas that can, crank out 15, 18 muscle ups right off the rower, but they're going to be rowing probably like right around 7 minutes, where some of your other guys are going to be rowing like a 6:30. And then also it just creates, I love the workouts that have they implement this element of strategy into it. And so you can really skin the cat a bunch of different ways. So I like how this allows for that. So,
by the way, this is just the Brandon Bergin special. That's the only reason this is in there. I know you just explained a lot of reasons why it would be awesome. He thought of none of those. He just thought, what are my 2 favorite things in the whole wide world with my gangly legs and my weird proficiency at muscle ups? And that's what he thought.
That's probably true, but I like the workout a lot.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
disagree
a
with
great
you.
workout.
I do like the workout, and it would suck and it'd be terrible because I would go through the row really fast and then I would just be stuck on muscle ups all day long. But it is the Brandon Bergin special, and we all need to admit that.
It's the Brandon, for his skill set, like this is probably his best workout, but if he were to do this in the Southeast Regionals, he wouldn't place higher than 20th on this.
No.
And Brandon, I love you with all my heart, man.
Yeah.
If you ever need a full body massage, you talk
Rest
to me.
in peace.
Number 6, shall we? Forrest, do you have anything to say, or have you sealed up and shot whoever's breaking into your home?
I just teabagged them and they decided to get out.
All right.
So got Fowler again.
So event 6, we've got a movement that I think we're going to see in regionals this year. It's 10 burpee over the box, a 20-inch box with 80-pound dumbbells in each hand, and then 25 handstand push-ups, 100 wall balls with a 25-pound ball, 25 handstand push-ups, and 10 burpee over the box with those dumbbells again. It's a good workout.
I think it'd be visually appealing. I think the wall balls, it would be 30-pound ball. I don't think they're 25. Why bother? And 80-pound dumbbells. I don't know. I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, that just sounds terrible. But yeah, I mean, maybe. My knees hurt just thinking about it.
What did they use at the little world competition between USA and Team World?
I want to say they were 50s. But
I think 80 just sounds heavy.
I could be
really
very
heavy.
wrong. I don't know.
Well, yeah, either way, regardless, those are the elite of the elite as far as Team USA and I guess Team World goes. So I think 80 pounds is probably a little heavy. 50 pounds is fine. I don't really like the combination of wall ball and handstand push-ups, even though it's not the same thing. Just 2 similar movements. I think we could.
What if they were strict handstand push-ups? I think that'd be a nice change up. Make them do it old school.
It works. It's not a bad Metcon. I just think just changing that dumbbell weight and either changing the handstand push-ups or the wall ball, in either one of those, and it's a pretty good little Metcon. It'd be fun to watch for sure.
I like the workout. I would like to see another skill movement implemented, maybe utilizing the dumbbells or something that
Dumbbell
is
snatch?
something that is well. I immediately went to that, but just because it's sitting right there ready for us. But I want to give the shoulders a break and maybe do something else. I don't know. So that was my natural inclination.
Grant.
I mean, I really don't have anything on this one. I think it's a good workout as is. I do think you're going to see a heavier wall ball this year. I think it's going to be the 30-pound wall ball. And I also think you're going to see the burpee over the box with the dumbbells. As for weight, I don't know. That might be too heavy. I mean, but maybe not. It's a good workout.
What did you guys use it? What'd you use at regionals?
There have been 2 100-pound dumbbell workouts at regionals. The first was it was shorter. I think it was 15 reps at a time or 20 reps with 100-pound for guys and 70 for ladies. And then last year there was 100s with 70 pounds for guys and 50 for ladies.
No, so you guys did not do dumbbell over the box?
No,
When you
those
did
have never
the team-
been
with
in
the team,
regionals
that
or
last
no.
That last team Metcon. Okay,
Those
those
are-
are just burpees over the box.
The first time those were included in any workout, I believe it was at the CrossFit Invitational. I think that's what they call it, the USA versus the world.
Yeah. So, Forrest?
What did you think about strict handstand push-ups, Grant? What about that?
I think too hard to judge.
Yeah, too hard to judge.
All right, fair enough.
So leading in from 6 to 7, I think if you took one of our earlier recommendations and lightened the load a little bit on the dumbbell for the burpee over the boxes, I think a better workout, or at least one that I would like to see a little bit more, would be more fun to watch, would be kind of like a marriage of 6 and 7. So 7 is 2 right arm dumbbell snatches with 80 pounds, 2 left arm dumbbell snatches with 80 pounds, and 2 rope climbs to 15 feet, or 1 rope climb to 15 feet.
One.
Then you're increasing your dumbbell snatches with each arm by 2 and increasing your rope climb by 1. So it goes from 2 to 4 and 2 rope climbs and 6, 6, 3, 8, 8, 4. And that's the last workout. So I think there's a little bit to be I think we could make that a little bit more fun. So I think dropping the weight on the burpee over the boxes on number 6, maybe increasing it to 15, and then going right into those dumbbell snatches and rope climbs, or somehow kind of weaving those two together, I think would be more fun to watch and maybe make for a longer workout. But I don't know. That's what I think. Thoughts?
It's
Good workout. Kind of.
It's a good workout, but
Similar to the last year's, isn't it? The squat clean and rope
I
climb.
think it just kind of like when you look at the overall kind of the previous 6 workouts, I don't think it necessarily like you've already done some dumbbell stuff, like you've already kind of tested the pulls. I mean, like I like it. I like the workout like by itself, but in terms of how it would fit into the overall like the 7 total workouts, I don't think it makes a lot of sense. Like I think you need to throw in like the one thing that I see is like really missing is there's no, well, I guess 2 things. There's no really like there's not like a thruster type movement, and there's not like a heavy barbell movement mixed in like in a Metcon type environment. Like there has to be a heavy barbell in a 4-time event, not just in a ladder. And that's always going to be there. And I don't see that. So I think that this has got to be the place where you see that. And they typically do, at least the last few years, they've shown heavy squat cleans, something heavy with a barbell at the very end. So that's just my thought.
I agree. I mean, you're missing heavy deadlifts. Brandon Bergin's favorite thing in the world. I think you go, you put like a 365 deadlift in there, which I think very well could see this year for the guys. And yeah, like you said, it's a good workout. I think this is the one where you definitely need to have descending reps. So I think you flip it completely, because you're just gonna see a lot of standing around. I think on the 4 rope climbs that are there at the end. So flip it and make it descending so you don't run into real big muscular endurance issues. And Taylor, as for the thruster type movement, 100 wall balls with 30 pounds would be very thrustery. Would you say?
True.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm just saying, like, so far, every regional's kind of had, since 2011's had, like, a legit, like, a classic thruster with a barbell, in addition to wall balls. And so that was just my point. Not that I don't disagree with you that a heavy wall ball is a thruster-like movement. I'm just saying they've thrown a barbell thruster, they always have to have that kind of Fran type of stimulus. They love to throw that in kind of every level of the competition. So I just see that being in there. And then, again, a heavy barbell movement, like a heavy deadlift, a heavy clean, whatever it is. So in a Metcon, that's my thought.
I think the biggest hole that is missing from his programming is there is, in perfect Brandon Bergin fashion, there is no heavy overhead movement. So there's no the heaviest thing going over your head in all of your regionals workouts is 145 pounds. I mean, that's pretty piss ass poor. So I think that there needs to be a heavy overhead movement, whether look at where are the snatches. The only snatches included all weekend are the dumbbell snatches.
There needs to be a heavy snatch. I mean,
there's no
heavy overhead squat, something.
There's overhead squats, but it's with 115 pounds, and it's only for 30 reps. And then there's overhead walking lunges, which at that point would be definitely challenging. But there's nothing heavy. There's no high skill, heavy dynamic movement overhead, which I think is a great testing piece.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. That covers so many bases, taking weight up overhead, especially heavy weight and with a dynamic movement. So yeah, you're missing that. You're missing the heavy deadlift, which I think is just a staple, for better or worse, definitely a staple. So this is definitely a good weekend's worth of programming, no doubt, but I think there are a few holes in it. Still love that 10-minute row 2K plus max muscle ups.
That's my favorite. Castro, take note, my friend. So guys, I'd like to implement. Guys, hey. This is So let's on a scale of 1 to 9, where 1 is not valgus and 9 is completely valgus. How valgus is the Brandon Bergin Regionals programming?
Do we get to take into account the fact that he decided he would rather have lunch than a happy ending?
Yes.
Then he gets an 11, so valgus, so completely valgus.
The most valgus.
He's in the bottom of catching a snatch, and his knees are touching each other. That's how valgus he is on this.
Are his knees crossed?
His knees
They're
have somehow crossed.
He pretty much looks like he did at Oktoberfest in that thruster, the legendary picture that we looked at.
That should be the Storm and the Teacups new Facebook profile.
Background page.
It's just like
he's
he's
regressed.
The knees crossed, like red circles around them. This is what you should not do. I'm gonna go. All right, so 1 is not valgus at all, completely not valgus. I'm gonna go with a 3, because I think it's better than it is worse, but there's still some to be desired. Maybe 3.5, moving a little bit more towards indifference.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. It's a good shot, and he threw it together very quickly and haphazardly. So he says. He's probably been programming this for 6 months. But no, I think it's pretty good. There's some things that need to be tweaked, obviously, but let me hit you guys with a surprise real quick, and then we can go anywhere you want from there. I know we're getting to be, let's see, around 55? Yeah, 55 minutes in. So this might be it for the podcast. But I do want you guys to chew on this and tell me what you think. While we were discussing all of that, Brandon Bergin hit me up on GChat, and he has purchased a USB mic and downloaded Skype and Audacity, and he's ready to be the Storm the Teacups first guest next week if you guys are interested.
Ooh, hot diggity damn. I think
Book it.
I think we should ask the people what they want.
Maybe we throw a
Do they
poll
wanna hear
up
from
on
Brandon?
our Facebook page.
Teacuppers. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Forrest.
I say we give him a
Teacuppers.
choice. Wait, I think we should give him a choice. I think we should give him. They can either have Brandon Bergin, number one, to prove that he exists and he's a real person, or we can make him set all that up and let Kirsten be our guest, and then she can tell stories about him.
Man, that's rough. Or
I think that should be the option.
Option C. We've got
Secret option C.
Yeah, secret option C is we'll have Z.A. Anderson training at our gym next week for a full week, who placed 10th at the CrossFit Games last year, and then Alex Anderson, his brother, who Grant Scalf programs for, and he trains at our gym, who tied Graham Holmberg in the CrossFit Open this year and is sitting in third place in the Central East.
Graham, we're still rooting for you, buddy.
I'm still rooting for Yuns. We can have the two of them maybe come on the Storm in a Teacup. So we will provide these options on the Storm in a Teacup next week before this episode is released. So you can let us know how, or I guess what your preference.
How are they
would
going to
be.
know to let us know?
They'll-
Why don't we just record 3 different episodes and we'll release the one that
We'll have a
they
lock-in.
decide on?
We should have a lock-in. We can make sheet forts, and we can play night crawlers.
What is night crawlers?
Well, I mean, you know what night crawlers
It's
is.
exactly what it sounds like.
You'll find out very quickly.
That's right.
Forrest, say something, man. You've been real quiet and then underperforming.
I'm speechless. I'm just taking it all in. Y'all suck.
Forrest, give me some gold, man. Come on. Give me something good.
Dude, I have no gold for you, damn it. I got people breaking into my house. I don't even know what's going on out here. My head's on a swivel right now.
So wait, no, be honest. Like that. So that was your home alarm going off.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what that sound is. I've never set an alarm in my house. No carbon monoxide in here. There's no smoke in here. So I
Well, you
don't
wouldn't be
know
able to
what that
see
sound
or
is.
smell the carbon monoxide, so you have that to think about.
Babies can smell anything. If there was carbon monoxide in here, George would smell it.
Well, he'd die first, but he wouldn't smell it.
Maybe that's why George walked today, is because he was trying to get away from the carbon monoxide.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
it could be on.
he was trying to tell you something. He's like Lassie.
What's that, girl? Maxie's stuck in the well.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, on that note, on Forrest's utter underperformance, really, Caleb, you could probably just keep his whole Audacity piece out of this.
Yeah, I
and
could
it wouldn't
just-
change it a whole lot.
Yeah, that's all right. Do that.
Silence him once and for all.
Forrest?
Hey, Forrest.
And
Squelch.
no response. God, where is your smart-ass quick wit? Come on with it,
Dude,
Forrest.
It's looking at the staircase, seeing if somebody's about to come creeping up it, man. I'm
Are
up
you
here in the
home
man
alone?
cave. I'm not, no, everybody's downstairs, probably getting murdered
Forrest,
right now.
Forrest, remember, you got to use the swinging paint cans from the ceiling, and you have to put the heat thing on the door so that when Marv comes in, he burns his hand.
Marbles on the floor.
Grab George's tarantula.
Dude, I love that you said that. By far, my favorite scene in the movie. It's like, where's your shoes, Marv? Why you dressed like a chicken, Harry? I freaking love that scene.
Oh, man. Buzz, I'm up in your room. Oh, when he's jumping on the bed, like, it's a great line. The whole thing's great. Love it so
Grant.
much.
All right, everyone's homework.
Girlfriend, woof.
Woof. I've been trying to bring that back. I put it on Facebook a while back. Maybe the Storm in a Teacup can be my platform to
Woof?
to bring that back. Yeah, so Brandon, your regional workouts. Woof.
Maybe we should start doing that if somebody's like, Caleb, your snatch.
Woof.
Woof.
It's valgus. It's a valgus woof.
Yeah.
I feel like there's way too many things we're trying to bring back, but hey, sky's the limit.
We'll do it. We got time. We got nothing but time.
Okay, so goodbye, everyone. Taylor, you're the biggest little snatch I know.
Goodbye.
Well, thank you. I think.
Goodbye.
I hate you all.
Goodbye.
Caleb, you're the only one still recording.
Bye-bye.
Laters.